right, I've got Pepper here, and he's out in group living, and I'm officially going to try him with another cat. I'm going to tell you one thing that I notice. When these cats have very, very crossed eyes, I don't think they see as well. Now, that would make sense, right? So I think their depth perception is a little bit off. And this just totally goes with the personality that I'm seeing on this cat. He's really wary. He's really suspicious. He's great and friendly and affectionate and loving, and then something new enters his environment and his tail puffs up and his back puffs up and he gets really, really wary, and that happens every time it's something new. More so than you see with other cats. And this makes sense, right? If his depth perception is a little weird and he can't really tell exactly what's going on, and here he is in a strange environment. Now, I don't know if you saw that. If you can rewind the video, you'll see. He walked up to the cage. There's a cat sitting right there on the other side of the bars, and he didn't notice the cat was there until the cat actually moved and he was very, very close to the cat. So this explains a lot about this boy. This is why I'm getting this sort of weird back and forth from him. Only cat, not only cat, can't really tell. Because he can't really, I don't think, identify clearly what's happening in his environment. And remember, he's in a strange environment. So this doesn't help and makes him more nervous and more wary. Okay, so he's approached Chloe. She made a little tiny hiss. He kind of made a meow and backed up. So that's good, he's backing down. And so I think another cat is going to be okay with him. But, it's a big but, I think really the key to this guy is a household that's fairly routine. And this is going to be maybe a kind of a difficult cat to match. Fairly routine doesn't necessarily mean quiet. I think this guy might be a handful for a very quiet couple or individual who wanted a very quiet cat. He's pretty active and energetic and climbing and looking out the windows and talking and winding around your legs and interested in the front door and moving around and wanting attention. I've marked him as needy. So he's a pretty involved boy, and I don't see this as the most ideal cat for a very retired couple who are looking for a very quiet cat. But I do think he needs a routine in his home that's not a lot of change and not a lot of chaos. So by that I mean, a home that has a routine, a schedule, a fairly same all the time, not a ton of children always going to different activities, different people always coming over, not a lot of different dinner parties all the time and stuff like that. I think, he needs, a household that's, I don't know, working people fine, sort of energetic people fine, doesn't have to be homebodies, but needs to be able to handle a strong, outgoing cat who's curious, is going to need attention, is going to need interaction, going to need people to love on him and play with him. That's going to be really key. And I'm going to say at this point another cat is okay, but it's got to be a cat like Chloe, who's the one that I just let out, and you might go, even though she's already got a home, you might look her up and look up, read about her, learn about her personality, because that's the type of cat I'm seeing. This is a strong, outgoing, confident female who's exploring and busy and checking things out. And again, as I mentioned in an earlier video, I think related to Pepper, you kind of want to match similar personalities when you do your male-female match. I would not put this guy with a shy, retiring, quiet, soft, gentle other female cat. I think he'd probably bully a little bit. So that's where we're at with Pepper. I'm sorry I've waffled back and forth with him a bit, but he's been a trick to understand, and I really go back to what I said at the very beginning of this video. I think with those really crossed eyes, which are great, and I absolutely love this cat's face and expression, but make things appear to him a little bit more confusing than they are. So therefore he's a little bit more alarmed initially than your average cat.